What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me at DMAC_LA. Be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. For all the latest Dodgers news and rumors, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and I want all your takes down below in the comments section. I want all your takes on today's topic right down below in the comments section. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. What's going on, Dodgers Nation? So just as the hot stove is starting to heat up, so is the tension between players and owners in Major League Baseball. So today it was reported that Major League Baseball wants to push the start of the 2021 season back until May. They want to push until May of 2021. And on the flip side, it was reported today that the Players Union, they want to play a full 162-game season. They want to start on time. They want to start spring training on time. So you know at this point how this is going to go. You're going to have contentious labor negotiations all winter long. These two sides just can't stand each other. It's like oil and water. It's like the Astros fans in truth. It's like the Channel 4 news team and the evening news team. So I'm telling you right now, it's going to get ugly between these two. It'll be a while before they figure out their differences, but we're going to be covering it very closely here because without them agreeing to a season, we don't have everything else to talk about. The players, the trades, the free agency signings, the ring ceremony, all that comes second. They need to agree to a season before any of that, and it really starts with the players and the vaccine. Now today, in Bob Nightengale's piece for USA Today, a National League owner told USA Today, "I don't see a snowball's chance in hell that spring training can start with protocols in place. I think there will be significant pressure for players to get the vaccine first before they go to spring training, and if that has to be moved back to April and play 130 games, so be it." Then an American League owner said, "I don't see any way spring training starts in February. Zero chance of that. I don't care if we play 140 games, 120 games, or 80 games. We have to make sure everyone is safe to do this right." So my initial takeaway there is you have an American League owner and a National League owner, and they're essentially saying the same thing, right? That we're probably looking at a shortened season in 2021. You had one owner mentioning 130 games. You had the other owner mentioning 140, 120, or 80 games. So we're probably looking at a shortened season in some capacity next year. Now, on the flip side, the players are saying, hey, let's run it back and do what we did last year. Let's play under the same health and safety guidelines that we used in 2020 because we finished a 60-game season. We finished a full postseason and a World Series. So let's run it back and use those same health and safety guidelines because that was effective in 2020, and we didn't have a vaccine back then. Now, while players aren't totally against delaying the start of the 2021 season, it said in the piece that multiple players told Bob Nightengale that it proved a year ago that teams can safely adapt to protocols. The ideal scenario would be to delay the season for everyone to be vaccinated, but to extend it a month where a full season can be played with everyone still receiving their full salary. However, that idea won't fly with the league as it would result in massive revenue losses for teams with restricted or no fans. Plus, there isn't any desire on the league's part to stretch the postseason into late November or December. And then in a statement issued Tuesday, MLBPA Senior Director of Collective Bargaining Bruce Meyer said, "We've seen anonymous quotes attributed to club sources casting doubt on the start date and length of the season. To be clear, and as we made clear to the league, players are planning on showing up for spring training on time for a full 162-game season as set forth in the collective bargaining agreement and the league's previously issued schedule." So after reading this, to me, it feels a lot like last year. Remember last season? It went from 140 games to 120 games to 80 to finally they ended up playing a 60-game season. Now on Major League Baseball side, they want all the players and Tier 1 personnel vaccinated by the start of the season, and I just don't see a way that that can happen. I don't see that happening by the middle of February, the end of February, or early March. So if those are the stipulations, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to have a delayed season in 2021, and it's also evident that there's a lot of bad blood still between these two sides. They're going to pick up right where they left off from last summer with those contentious negotiations, and I think it's going to be worse. I think it's going to be worse this time around because they're going to want payback between each other, and to me, they're not quite in the octagon yet. They're pretty much at that pre-fight presser where they're just talking smack to each other, but pretty soon, these two sides are going to get right back into the octagon.
I know his mama got tickets, so
shut the up about, hey, don't talk about my mom. Smack the out of you right now. Don't you ever talk about my mom.
Yeah. What's good?
And then, of course, if the players are talking and the owners are talking, that means Scott Boras isn't far behind. The Thanos of the baseball industry, he had some comments today. He told Chris McCoskey of the Detroit News that baseball can go right back to its normal slate of games, saying, "We now know we can play the game and we can do it safely. And with the vaccine coming, we can play it at an even higher level of safety. It's not a question of whether we can do it. We've already done it. That unknown has been erased." And then he told John Heyman of MLB Network that teams didn't lose money, they lost profits last year. So it depends on what you read, it depends on who you ask, but a spokesperson from the league said that clubs lost $3 billion last year, $100 million per team, and I definitely think they lost money, but in the grand scheme of things, for how much money they made in the last few seasons, the last decade or so, these teams have been printing money for almost 2 decades now, and I think the league really needs to just let these players play, have a full 162-game season. Now, there's a couple things I want to see moving forward. Now, one, of course you want to fire Manfred, but the thing with that is if they fire Manfred, they're just going to hire another Manfred. Look, baseball didn't used to be like this. The commissioners of the past, it wasn't all about being a figurehead for the ownership groups, but it started with Bud Selig. They like how it worked out, and that's pretty much how it's going to be moving forward. Now, when it comes to Tony Clark, he represents the Players Association. He represents the players. So the owners have representation in Rob Manfred. The players have representation in Tony Clark. I think we need representation for the fans. I think we should have the MLB FA, the Major League Baseball Fans Association, so we have a say in this. And I think the fans, they want a full 162-game slate. They've proven they can do it in the past with no fans, and then as things start to improve, we start to see the vaccine, we start to see results, then you can ease fans back into the game. Look, right now in the NFL, in places where they can have fans, the capacity is 12,000. That's the max in the NFL. Last year, the Marlins, they averaged 10,000 fans per game. You can have fans in some of these games, and I think if you even have 5,000 to 10,000, that's how you start the process. You have to start somewhere. Last year, the Dodgers in 2019, they led all of Major League Baseball in attendance. They had 3.9 million fans go through the turnstiles at Dodger Stadium. They averaged 49,065 fans per game, but 12,000 based on having no fans per games, that's going to have an impact on, one, the environment, the atmosphere, the television product. You're going to see those results, and then the lucky fans that get to go, they're going to have experience like they'll never forget. And bottom line is, save for a couple incidents last year, the season ran pretty smoothly. Not too many outbreaks. You had the Marlins, you had the Cardinals, but for the most part, they were able to get through that season, and they completed the season. So now the proof is there. The precedent has been set. There are no excuses for not playing 162 games next season. Look, if the owners have to take some losses at the beginning of the year as fans are starting to ease their way back into stadiums, then you do it. But you owe it to the fans. You owe it to the players, some of these minor league players, some of these younger players that need to continue to develop. And look, you have to get the league going in the right direction once again. And yes, isn't a 162-game season next year a pipe dream? It probably is. In all likelihood, we're going to have a shortened season next year, whether it be 80 games or 140 games. We're probably going to have a shorter season. But the most important thing is, look, it's December 15th. Take some action. Get to work right away. Don't wait until January, February, March. Don't wait for this to become out of hand. Wait for it to become a circus like it did last year. I hope they learned their lesson with last year. And I hope the players and the owners, they can find a way to mend their fences at least for one season and get themselves to that collective bargaining agreement and find a way to find a common ground. Both sides are going to have to compromise in some capacity. I hope they do it because as fans, we need at least 120 to 140 games next season. I won't accept anything less, but let me know down below in the comments. How many games do you think we need to see next year? How many games do you think we'll get next year? Let me know down below in the comments. And also be sure to head over to gearup.la. For all the latest Dodgers Nation merch, head over to gearup.la. Today I'm rocking my Cody Bellinger belly and the ball shirt. You know when he robbed Fernando Tatis there in Game 2 of the NLDS. But go get some Dodgers Nation merch over at gearup.la. It's Christmas season. Give the gift of Dodgers Nation. We even have Christmas sweaters over there, so definitely go check that out. And you can follow me at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA on Twitter and Instagram. And subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and then also give me all those takes down below in the comments. How many games do you think Major League Baseball will play in 2021? Let me know down below in the comments. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com.